Grand Rising and bright blessings to all of my pedal patrons. Welcome to Thursday. Welcome to Jupiter's Day. Welcome to the 13th of June 2024, and that makes today's universal numerological energy value a 9. I'm going to go through all the zodiacs today because this universal energy that we have is helping us to wrap up those different pieces of information that we have been getting and having to deal with these past couple of really crunchy days. None of the transits, hold on, rephrase, back up. Most of the transits that are going to take place today, 6 of them, aren't going to happen until after lunch and all the way through the evening. So what we're waking up into this morning is a huge potential. If you guys are tapping into it, many people are realizing where they are releasing other people's energy. And that's going to be the mantra of the day. I am clearing my vibes. Even though that sounds a little simplistic, the vibes have to be the stressful conversations that have been coming forward where you've been feeling especially internal lack of appreciation, or being where you've been feeling where there's been lack of positive conversation and any dealings that you've had this week. Today is a really good day to make sure you go into your meditative Zen zone, whatever that happens to be for you, and as a support system, do something with your physical body. Move your body, whether that's walking or swimming or whatever it is that you can do to help shake the rest of that energy out. You're getting rid of things that do not belong to you, and it's going to support and open you up for more positive feeling energy as we get a little bit closer on into the evening. So let's pull up the chart, and then I'm going to go into each of the different zodiacs for you. Okay, here she is in all of her glory. Simplistic map again today, because this is going to be the lion's share of what needs to take place for most people. We have 7 total transits. One of them we've already gone through. We haven't even hit the second. We won't hit the second one until like 1:18 p.m. to 4:18 p.m. on the West Coast. And then the next transit series doesn't start until like about 7 o'clock p.m. So we're going to have some big gaps today. That is probably for the best. Let's run through them. Chiron and Aries this morning having this beautiful harmony and sextiles with what's going on with that sun in Gemini, which means that our awareness about some things that are coming towards our healing is rampant, and some of us woke up into those energies, or you're going to start to be aware of a little bit more of those energies about where you can afford to drop some drum, okay, especially the baggage that does not belong to you. The next transit that we get into today is like at 1:12 p.m. to 4:12, and that is where we are going to experience this huge opposition that is taking place here, and that is the Saturn and Pisces against that moon in Virgo. Okay, so if you're Saturn ruled, which includes our Capricorns and some Aquarius, the application or the energy that's going to be coming towards you guys very specifically is going to be about where things have not been practical, where it is that you can sort of put things back into alignment. Of course, our Virgo energy gets into that as well today, but the other transit that comes in about 7:02, which is going to be 10:02 on the other coast, is where this Mercury energy in Gemini is going to have another harmonious sextile with that Chiron and Aries, and so the communication about those things is really going to improve later on this evening if it hasn't settled itself out here in the daytime. Again, it's a 9 transit day, which means we are wrapping things up. So use the energy of the entire day to do the things you need to get done. Then the next transit that we have is like at 8:21. Again, it involves Chiron and Aries, but it's going to having this quincunx with the moon in Virgo. So that's the timing of when you know when something is about ready to shift for you, or that you can maybe have some different conversations if you feel like you need to work your way up to something today. Just saying. The last 2 transits we're going to wake up into in the morning, and they're both squares, and they happen at 8:51 p.m. and then 10:18 p.m. and that again is where Mercury is going to actually start to have its own little individual square with this moon in Virgo. Of course, Mercury is the ruler of both our Gemini and our Virgo, so that could be very, very interesting as far as the awareness about you need to get this done and you haven't done it yet sort of an energy. And then the last one is the square that develops again with the moon, Mercury, and Sun also having its own independent conversations. What does that mean for all of our zodiacs today? Well, if you happen to be an Aries, the positive energy that's popping forth for you today is this awareness about where you can expand in resources, especially finances. So you have a better opportunity of being strong in a decision that is going to be a beneficial support for you, especially if work or projects, if you're maybe retired or something like that. If you happen to be a Taurus, the energy of what's going on with Taurus today actually opens up and becomes so much more beneficial than it has been, or over these past couple of days, I would be starting to think about the other positive things that you would like to be able to experience, but there's a lot of clearing that's taking place for you guys as well. Our Gemini friends, a lot of support obviously coming in from Jupiter. This is a positive, let's get it together sort of a day. You may not want to be putting out additional resources today because it's going to involve the conversation of someone else. So if you're married, it could be your spouse or anything else like that. Something that you need to have information about will show up probably a little bit later, but it is going to be harmonious. So just take your time and wait for that information to show up for you. Cancerian friends. Okay. 12th house energy typically involves those things as far as the activation of other people or things you don't know. Moon-driven energy because of what's going on with Virgo. You've got some squares going on. You've got this quincunx that's coming in, and you also have this opposition that's taking place. If you were going to speak your piece and count to 3, today is the day to do it. Do not feel shy about saying what it is that you need to say, and cut somebody off right at the knees if they're getting a little bit too much in your face. Just do it. You're going to do it in a gentle way, but just make sure you're getting that work done. If you happen to be a Leo today, now Leos, you have this other opposition that's cleaning here. I didn't really talk about it yesterday with what's going on. So Leo rising, Leo risings against that Pluto and Aquarius. It's forced change that has to take place today. So where yesterday it might have been serving you a little bit better to support someone else, today it's all about you. Make sure you're taking care of yourself and your resources today, because the universe is sharing with you where those different adjustments can be made. If you are a Virgo today, actually, even though there's major conversations that are taking place today, you are getting supported. You guys are going to also have some very interesting dreams. I know it, so just tell me tomorrow morning in the comments sort of what popped up. You're actually going to have a very powerful day if you will use the energy for doing something new and appreciating something new about yourself. Also, benefiting are the Libras and the Scorpio and the Sagittariuses today. Each one of you guys has positive days that are taking shape for you. Scorpios, come out of the hut a little bit. Make sure that you are supporting yourself first, but you really have a strong capability of supporting somebody else today. If you have the spoons to dig in to their resources, you certainly don't have to. Sagittarius, because of the positive changes that are coming in here with Jupiter, you really do have an opportunity to go a lot further in your manifestations, or double check some workings that you've already been starting to put forward as far as long-term goals. You've got a great day for that. If you happen to be, like I said, a Capricorn, it's the energy of Saturn. And ultimately, at the end all be all, what this boils down to is Saturn is going to yank you today about making sure that you're reevaluating something, especially when it comes to resources and where you're putting your money, where your mouth is, or maybe where you need to peel back and make some adjustments in some different locations. That is what the universe is trying to get your attention to for the most part. So make sure that you take advantage of that. Aquas. My Aquarius friends, actually, the energy that's going to be impacting you a little bit more today does also have things to do with resource value, but what it's going to look like for you today is understanding where it is that your manifestations have sort of put you and what you don't like. So you get sort of an opportunity to go from what you don't like to what you do like. You're going to need to pay attention to what that looks like today, because it will involve a group of people. Potentially other people's resources, business owners, friends, anywhere that there's been something that's just not quite shaken the way that you really want it to. Take advantage of adjusting it and freeing yourself from that, right? Clear your vibes up from that situation. And of course, my Pisceans that are out there, a lot of positive energy that will be supporting you with the Neptunian aspect coming in here with this shift and change. But today is going to be one of those days where you can sort of just be a little bit more free in your thinking. You will have a better opportunity to put some motion in the ocean when it comes to the energy of tomorrow a little bit, because the opposition is going to affect you a little bit more with Pisces tomorrow. But not necessarily a bad day. Overall, the whole energy for everybody on the planet is going to involve clearing your vibes. The universe is automatically doing a lot of that stuff. How can you help yourself do that today? However you do your Zen zone, put a little bit of physical activity in it. Even if it's just walking today, or maybe you ride a bike or a Peloton or something like that. Just getting out and just letting the energy flush through you. However else it is that you do your grounding, you are going to want to physically move your body a little bit today. It's going to assist you, especially if you find frustration in the activities of what's taking